Where my girls got the sweetest.
Welcome to SinCityBounty.com, the only place in the world where you can hear about politics, broken dicks, and movie flicks.
And incest.
Hey, very good.
And incest. She's got to throw off the flow.
Incest, but she did the rhyme. That was
did.
awesome.
Do you like that? That's my free slow. I'm done. That's it. Out.
And you know what they say, incest is best as long as you keep it in the family.
Yeah, it's incest is
not
the best.
even.
Put your siblings to the test.
But how does it go after that?
It's incest is the best. Put your siblings to the test.
We shouldn't know this shit. Like, we should not know this shit.
We're opening the show with incest.
Are we really?
She started it.
I'm out of here.
We were listing topics. Incest is a topic.
Incest is a topic.
No, you have to. Did you read that story?
I did read the story.
I couldn't even bring myself to read the story.
You guys have to tell. You have to tell the story.
I have to. Okay, so let me tell this story, and I'm trying to bring it up, but my computer's being a little slow. So here's what it is. This mother had 8 or 9 children. 9 children. And she put her son up for adoption. He is now 19. She is 36. She met with him. She picked him up from his adoptive parents' home and met with him this past December.
How long have they been separated?
Well, he's 19, so I think he was 18. They haven't seen each other. They reconnected through the magic of Facebook.
Yeah.
So when but when did she lose him to the adoptive
As a baby.
family? As a baby.
He was adopted out as a baby.
She is only 36, by the way.
Is she 36? Okay. So, so she's very, very young. So they reconnected, and they, he initiated a relationship.
She can barely say it without throwing up in her mouth a little bit.
He initiated a relationship. He kissed her at one point.
Oh yeah, and that photo is right on the front page of the news article.
Right there. And so they decided to start this relationship now.
Did they know?
Yes,
I mean,
they knew.
and-
She knew. It was
Okay.
initially, it was a mother, like the first time they hugged, she's like, it was a motherly hug, but later it turned into, much more of that.
Oh, I can't even read it.
So one thing led to another. They started kissing. He ended up now living with her and 2 of her children. And the children were calling him dad. Again, by the way, it's their brother.
Yes.
Their biological brother. It's not a step.
Wait a minute. They've also given it one of those acronym names, GSA, which is a genetic sexual attraction.
That's a group. Like that. That's
Oh my God.
That's not them. That's a thing.
No.
It's
They
a
have
thing.
decided to go public with their affair in a bid to raise awareness of genetic
Yes,
sexual
GSA
attraction
relationships. It's a thing. It's a thing. There's other people. Like there's people who are helping them raise money to bring awareness to this. So long story short, they start hooking up and they start doing the nasty. And the little ones are calling him, dad and everything. And one of the neighbors, something happens and somebody realizes and they report it. So they've been arrested for incest. And she has actually said that not only are they fighting it, but she's willing to lose all of her kids for him.
Yeah.
For this relationship.
I have to close this. I can't read this
now.
article anymore.
Well,
I'm
here's
sorry.
here's the thing.
I know. I'll leave
So,
it open for you. You can read it.
It does gross me out. Like, it absolutely grosses me out. But as I said, there's another side that we could argue to it, and even I, who, if nobody's aware, I'm pretty liberal, but I don't even think I'm that liberal.
What argument? What is that? What
Here's
other
what it is.
argument?
Here's the other argument, that they're being arrested and put in jail for having this relationship, but it's because the government is stepping in saying that this relationship is wrong. So it's the government stepping in and saying, you cannot be in this relationship.
Stop pounding on the table.
Sorry, I do it all the time. So it's the government doing it. Thank you.
But
Okay, so
Let
me
the
step
government
in here.
saying it's wrong.
We have 3 very different political viewpoints. Super liberal, kind of liberal, libertarian, right? we all agree, universally, unilaterally, even our swinging dick in the room says this is fucking grody. I can't even think about it. It's
Incest. Incest is a crime in
makes
every state.
my eyeballs hurt.
It is.
Yes.
It is
So,
a crime.
I understand.
I'm editing this shit out on the video.
Are you really?
No.
Okay. So it's so gross. I do not think that I know the internet's out. It's been doing that all day. We're still recording though.
Okay.
So I think, I personally do not think that the government should have any say in what happens in your bedroom or your panties. But, and I get that they're both consenting adults, safe, sane, and consensual, right? I advocate for that. I'm part of the BDSM community. I advocate for that regularly, but
As distasteful as I find this, my liberal senses kick in. And I'm glad that incest is against the law in all 50 states because it is so distasteful. But
so gross.
But the only reason, well, there's several reasons, but the only reason two consenting adults of the same genetic makeup cannot be together is because why? The children they're going to have?
It's gross. Because she birthed him from her vagina. Her goal in life, although she gave up that right, obviously, to do so when he was born, is to, oh shit, make a man out of him. Oh.
But isn't it, so as a normal devil's advocate, as gross as I find this, the only reason why two consenting adults of the same genetic makeup cannot be together is because of why?
Because of genetics. Because it produces, close your little ears, Riri babies.
No.
It produces a genetic strain that is disgusting, horrible, and awful. Just ask the Egyptians, because they've been doing it for hundreds of fucking years, and then their whole line died out. Why?
Same with many of the kings and queens of Europe.
In Europe, yeah.
Yes. Almost every major
And
family.
and the Trump family.
Because Trump would bang his daughter if she wasn't his daughter.
Well, I mean, out of fairness, I would bang his daughter too. She is kind of hot, so.
No, but I mean, the Trump family has produced him, and that's why incest is illegal.
I don't know.
But there's a lot of things that are
Can
illegal.
we talk about
isn't
poop
it,
and period clots? Because that's way
isn't
more
it-
appetizing than this
Isn't
shit.
it still illegal in some states? Like, isn't anal sex still illegal some
Yes.
places?
Yes.
So.
Are you people advocating to let these two fuck each other?
I'm not.
I think
I'm
one.
not. I'm
I think
just
one of
saying-
them should be sterilized so they can't reproduce, and then whatever. They're just two pieces of flesh that just happen to have the same genetic makeup.
Here's what they need to do. They need to move somewhere where nobody knows who the fuck they are and never tell anyone. Because I am certain that there is a group of people out there with little white hoods willing to beat the crap out of these fuckers for being gross and weird.
Do you think the white hood people would do that?
I think
don't,
so.
Don't most of the white hood people
'Cause it's
probably
against-
commingle anyway?
It's against God! It's against God.
Is it against God though?
Is it?
It's in the Bible, right?
Oh, God, it is.
Isn't
This is
I
why I'm
mean,
not Christian, y'all. This is why I'm not Christian.
As long as it's two consenting adults,
Wait a minute.
honestly,
Adam, Eve, everybody else.
That's true. So if you believe everything,
If
there,
you're-
we
if
are
you're the
all a
Bible, yeah.
product.
And I don't. So there.
I don't know.
Look, okay. So there's a slippery slope here, right?
There's a slippery
There's a
slope.
slippery slope. Like, it's like you can't say two consenting adults can't have any kind of relationship that they want. Because then you can lead that down to, well, they can't have that relationship because it's ungodly, two gay men. They can't have that relationship because it's ungodly, three people in love together. They can't have that relationship because it's ungodly, a black and a white woman. So, as much as it disgusts me to say, oh, leave him alone. I gotta say leave him alone because my homos and my polys and my black and whiteys, like, they all want to get together and have butt sex too. And you just gotta let them be.
As gross as we find it, I think we kind of...
See, this is where I talk all the time.
Well, but it is technically against the law. And
But so are a lot of other things.
Butt sex is against the law in many states.
you're right. No, you're right. Premarital sex is against the law in some states.
Black and white
Now, but there are
and
some
racial marriages
there are
against the law.
I think those are repealed.
There are
yeah.
there are some states though where you can still have sex with a horse.
Yeah.
And they're all red states.
So, I will stand behind my stance that the government needs to stay out of my panties. But, I'm going to pull a Donald Trump here and say, if you find somebody doing something wrong, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't beat people because they're fucking people you don't want them to fuck. Let anyone fuck whoever they want to fuck, no matter how gross it is.
This is a question I have. If in the Bible, same genetic sexual attraction happens, then this law against incense is not
It's not against incense.
Incest.
You
I love
said
the
it.
smell of incense.
Incest is not a religiously mandated law, is it?
No, but neither is being against homosexuality, because didn't Solomon take it in the pooper?
I don't know.
He had gay lovers. Don't quote me on that. I'm not real up on my Bible lately. But I'm pretty sure Solomon took it in the pooper.
You laid with another man?
I think so.
Vendetta said, I think they should be able to do what they want. And then we were having some connection issues.
We are having internet connection issues to our Ustream listeners. Sorry,
we do have our Facebook feed up.
we do have Facebook Live up. For those of you who aren't on Facebook, too fucking bad.
And Mo just said butt sex is illegal. Damn, he is a felon.
I know we know you like it in the pooper, Mo. Don't leave a door open like that. I'm gonna walk right the fuck through it. Right the fuck through it.
Oh man, I think we should put a questionnaire up on we'll post this. I think we should put the story on our wall, on the Sin City Bounty wall, and then a questionnaire. Should the government leave them alone? The law has to be changed, no matter what. If they're going to be able to have a relationship together, the law has to be changed. Which opens the door all over the country for that to happen.
You know that metallic taste you get in the back of your throat right before you throw up? I've had that taste all this first 15 minutes of this show.
She couldn't even read the rest of the article.
Yeah, like I'm gonna need a little bucket. I can't. I'm down for a lot of weird shit, but I am not down for that. Like, you want to show me some girl getting peed on? Cool. You want to show me some guy eating ass and the girl farts in his face? Whatever.
I feel like you're
That
looking
chick-
at my browser history.
That chick who farts on cakes, that cake farting thing, that's kind of funny. I like that. But this, Garudi. I'm not even really down, like, I'm okay with a little, like, oh, daddy, here's my daddy's little girl. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, that's okay, because it's not really whatever, but, well.
The slippery slope comes when dad, like Donald Trump, wants to date his underage daughter, and she can only do it with parental consent.
Well, that's getting into, if they're underage, that's getting into a whole different
That's
field. That gets
pedophilia.
into rape. That gets into pedophilia.
Yeah.
Child assault.
But there are plenty of men out there with statutory rape convictions where it was consenting people.
That's true. I'm just going to drop 2 words on you, right? 2 words. Woody Allen.
I was just gonna
Right.
But she was adopted.
She was adopted.
She wasn't a blood relative.
Right. This is a blood. I realize it's the same.
Does
but
science back this law? That's what I'm wondering. Because I'm a huge fan of science, and is science the reason we have this law?
So, Vendetta said, so I'm a technical incest kid, so I might be a bit biased.
What?
What?
And then,
Whoa! Hold the
Well, what's
front
technical?
door.
Because I think it's legal after your second cousin. Like, your third cousin is okay, second cousin's no go.
So what? So like you count the cousin lineage back. You're like 1, 2, 3. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I am never coming to any of y'all.
Well, listen, I will tell you that
I don't go to my own for that reason.
I will tell you, I just got back from a wedding with a lot of family there, and there is no way it's not happening. I don't need to count how far back. It's good.
You met cousins?
We're good. We're good. We don't need to check those laws and shit. We're good.
And I think that second cousins law only came into effect like in the 30s or 40s.
Yeah.
I think it was allowed. I don't know. I don't know the law.
Will you grab this?
Yeah.
I want to respond to this. See if Vendetta.
So, did he give us the technicalities of why he's an incest kid?
No, not yet.
Oh. Anyway, yeah, I am. I'm going to post it. No, you do the poll on the Sin City Bounty page because you're really good at that kind of stuff. So, worst story in the world to start the show with, I think.
Incest is the best.
Okay, so Vendetta said, and part of it blocked out, my mom thought she was blank at a young age, and she wanted to be sure, so she had sex with her stepbrother, so I have an uncle daddy. Well, again, a stepbrother isn't
A blood relation.
Isn't a blood relative.
I don't.
Does the law recognize that? If
don't-
your steps?
I'll have
Family
to look,
is
but I don't
family,
think
and you
so.
should be fucking them.
Right, I get that, but I think
Are there dispensations made for stepkids?
Non-blood relative.
Yeah, do we even know? Hey, you
Well,
people,
hey, wait a minute.
do some research for us.
Woody Allen.
Yeah, he's married to his daughter.
Yeah.
Adopted. Oh yeah. So I guess there are.
No laws against that.
Wow, crazy.
I'm gonna barf on my microphone.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of stepkids either. When I was really
in
young,
general or having them.
them having relations.
Okay.
One of the kids, did all of us read Flowers in the Attic
Yeah.
when we were younger?
I did.
I did read Flowers in the Attic, and I remember I only got like 2 or 3 books into this motherfucking thing, because we got to the one where the girl gets adopted by the guy, and her first night there, he's giving her a bath, and she's like 13, and he's all playing with her shit and stuff, and I'm like, I can't do this.
I can't believe how popular that book was.
It still is.
Yeah, that's for those of you who haven't read it but are into maybe GSA, V.C. Andrews. It's an old book. It was out when I was a kid.
Yeah. I watched it when I was
Called
younger.
Flowers in the Attic. They even made a TV movie about it, where the parents were horrendous and locked all the kids in the attic, and they essentially raised themselves and learned how to have sex and all that good stuff.
With each other.
Really quick, Callie Guy said, yes, there's a genetic reason that people too closely related should not reproduce. This has been known since biblical times. Interesting question. What if one of them got sterilized? Would you be okay then?
She mentioned it earlier, but we may have been off the air because the internet issues.
Right.
But she said sterilize them.
One
I
of
say
them, yeah, at least one of them.
nuke them. She says let them be. I say technically let them be.
I say
with a
here's-
gag at the back of that.
Here's my issue. I don't actually give a fuck about them because they're both consenting adults. My issue is the fact that she's willing to give up all of her other children, her other 8
Yeah.
children, just to be in this relationship. Out of this entire story,
Dicks before
that's
babies.
actually the part that I take issue with.
Dicks before babies, ladies. Dicks before
That
babies.
should
Wait,
that sh-
babies before dicks.
baby,
one
yeah,
too.
babies were
That-
dicks.
yeah.
That's how it should be.
Right.
That's how it should be.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, Callie Guy, that if I had to choose between you and my kid, I'll see you at the next bash. Because I ain't choosing dick over my kid. But he knows
I'll
that.
see you around.
He knows that, so it's not a big deal. Like,
It'll never be a
Right.
factor
no, it would never
in
be
any
a
choice
factor.
you would have to make.
No,
Yeah.
no. And although I'm just gonna tell you now that if you made me make that choice, that I'd have to call you out on that some bullshit on the show. Just saying. Just saying. Not that it would happen, ladies. Don't go assaulting my man.
So you're for leave them alone.
Yes.
Change the law, leave them alone. Change the law across the federally change it or just for New Mexico?
No. I believe every state has the right to recognize to have its own laws,
She
but
is.
they need to recognize the laws of other states as well. Like, that's the whole point of being in the union, is so that we are all universally on the same page.
So people who want to have GSA relationships, they just go to New Mexico.
So
Yes.
Gary Johnson, Sierra, what I'm understanding is that it should be up to the individual states.
Should be up to the individual
Okay.
states. However, there is a federal mandate in place that says that you got to recognize each other's laws because we're all in the same union together. So, if New Mexico makes it legal for them to do this, then we in Nevada have to. Okay. Here's my universal law of acceptance. You ain't gotta fucking like it. I don't like this. I do not like this. I am totally against this. You will never see me saying, "Good job, guys." Never. However, I believe in their right to have a consensual relationship with whoever the fuck they want.
This is what happens when you are absolutely 100% dedicated to your party. This is what happens.
It's so gross.
Do you think this is what most Republicans are doing in their homes privately?
Yes, I think most Republicans are doing this in their home.
You
Like
think
Donald
that what?
Donald Bull. Donald Bull. They don't gotta like it, but they gotta accept it.
I think there's a lot who are coming out and just saying, like, I can't even accept it. Even
There-
more and more.
there are a lot.
There was a
as
senator,
What a
a
great way to
female
segue
senator
into
that just
Donald
wrote a
Trump.
letter yesterday
Yeah.
that came out and said, in her good conscience, she also did say she was not going to be supporting either Hillary or Donald.
Right.
So
Right.
she's probably going your route.
She did say she is going to look at Gary Johnson and the other
Jill Stein, yeah.
options.
Yeah. So that is the perfect segue right into Donald Trump, I think. Just
I don't know. I
incest,
mean, do we still want to talk
consensual sex
incest? Do we want to go?
No,
to-
we're done with
No, we're
incest.
done.
I think
Okay.
we all know where we stand, as it were.
I'm shutting you down.
Name one. Wait. Name one surefire way that any couple can and will have a perfectly healthy baby. There is none. So the genetic thing is kind of BS from Vendetta, which is correct. And
Mike
Mike
Hildebrand says VC Andrews is awesome.
Oh!
We got your number, Mikey.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a quote from the Big D. Big D? Little D?
No,
Little
cock wobble.
hands. Little hands, Big D.
No. The cockwobble extraordinaire.
In a speech at a rally, he said, Hillary wants to essentially abolish the Second Amendment. By the way, if she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do, folks. Although, the Second Amendment people, maybe there is. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, that will be a horrible day. The media is up in arms about him sanctioning the assassination of a President Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
No, he said if she were
Right.
to be president, she would get to pick the judges. Sierra pointed out to me that it could be taken a different way.
Now, I am not in any way, shape, fashion, or form rooting for cockwobble extraordinaire. Not happening. But you can take it in two ways. You can take it as what it obviously was him saying, hey, you gun nuts, feel free to shoot the president. Or you could have it as him saying, you Second Amendment lobbyists, NRA, and all those other people, you have theoretical big guns that you can bring into play here and use all of your political power to keep this from happening. Which he did not mean, but
He
that's
did
the way
not.
it could have been taken.
He did not, because when he was asked about it, he said, I was just joking.
Here's what it is. He didn't have to think his response through. And the reason he didn't have to think his response through is because thus far, he has been able to get away with standing up there and saying whatever the fuck he wants. And then people are like, yes, great job, we love you, make America great again, put up the wall. It doesn't matter, like, what is being said. So
He could
things
say,
that,
all you 19-year-old boys who've been adopted should go out and fuck your mothers. And everybody be on board with it.
and everybody would be on it. But we're letting things go that probably would have never been acceptable from any other candidate.
But are we letting it go?
We're not.
We're not.
We're not. The Republicans
And
are.
most
Their
of the
party
media is not.
Not the entire party. There is a large enough portion of the Republican Party saying, "Fuck that guy," that the rest of the Republicans are running around scrambling, going, "Whoa, we didn't really mean to say that. Whoops, sorry." Look, I'm doing a Donald Trump impression now. Look,
No, your hands are too big.
Yeah.
my
Cup
hands are
them a
too
little bit
big.
like this.
Tiny balls. But
Did you ever see that skit on SNL? The person with the tiny hands, and then they come out like. That's what I think of now. That's exactly what I think of with the little.
So half of the Republican Party is like, "Fuck that guy." The other half of the Republican Party is, "Oh shit, we've got to fix this." Like, I am quite certain that Rand Paul, is it Rand Paul?
The one that he endorsed him this week.
Just recently, Rand Paul is sitting around going, "Oh, motherfuckers, do you realize what a big fucking job we got for the next 4 years if this motherfucker gets elected? Somebody, quick, put money in Hillary's campaign fund." Like, I am seriously, like, they're not looking forward to him being president. No matter how much they're like, "Yeah, he's our Republican candidate." They're not looking forward to it because they know exactly what they're going to have to do for 4 years. They're going to run around behind him. You know what they're going to be? They're going to be those people that walk behind the horses in the fucking parade scooping up horse shit. Just be like, "Shit, it's over here too. Oh my God, somebody quick."
There's a
He's trying to
meme.
deal with
There's a
ISIS.
meme going around. It says, "Idea of new reality show: build a fake White House and let Trump think that he won the election, and film that
Like
shit."
the Truman Show. It would be like the Trumpman Show.
If we could pull that off, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
And then you have somebody come in and say to him, "You're fired."
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah.
On like June 20, what is it, January 20th, when the new president gets sworn in?
19th or 20th.
Whatever day it is. So the new president's all sworn in, and then he turns to Donald Trump and goes, "You're fired." He makes his little face. He's got to put on a little wig, spray some orange on his face, because it's going to be Gary Johnson. Because if he doesn't win this election, people are going to be totally pissed, and they'll vote for him.
I actually think, on the plus side for your party, at least, I think that because of the fact that both candidates are really not everybody's
Likeable?
favorite,
No one likes
and they
them.
all have their obvious faults, I think the independent party is getting a lot more attention and a lot more discussion than we probably have in any other election.
Yeah, your third parties are getting a lot more
And not even
press.
just third party. Like, I get the third party, but I keep hearing Gary Johnson over and over.
Libertarian.
Jill Stein is
So-
another name that's being bandied about a lot
Right,
too,
yeah.
from the Green Party.
He's at 7%. She's at 2.
He's at 12 to 13.
Speaking of polls, so I just heard some stuff this morning as I was listening to my podcasts. So the polls that there's this one particular poll that measures people who have gone to college, right?
Okay.
So amongst white males who have gone to college, Donald Trump polls pretty high, 60% range. But amongst white females who have gone to college, he is down like 30%.
Just goes to show you, college education doesn't necessarily make you smarter.
For men, anyway.
There's no hope for it.
I was actually, not that I've ever gone to college, mind you, but I was actually quite proud that our young college women are smart enough to not vote for Donald Trump. Anything else that you do this week that we need to talk about?
Me?
Besides fighting with the Khan family, or...
No, isn't that enough for you? Like, he's a crazy motherfucker. We could come on here and this show could be the anti-Trump show for an entire hour, and we still couldn't cover all the dumb shit he's done in a week.
We had a Trump supporter on the show.
At the very beginning of all this, when we were certain Trump wasn't going to make it, I'm wondering how much of a Trump supporter he is still.
It's so scary. He
You
just
should follow up and find
scares
out.
I should.
the hell out of me.
It's not him. It's the people.
True.
Yeah, it's the
No,
people
you're
who
absolutely
support
right.
him.
What's scary
It is the people.
Yeah.
Somebody posted a video on Facebook, and I usually don't pay attention to stuff like this because they're small samples, right? Of the of the crowd after a Trump rally, and how many racial epitaphs and things were being yelled. And I usually don't pay attention to these things, but I I was
Disgrace.
I saw the
Disgruntled.
same video and it hurt
Disgusted?
my heart.
There we
It
go.
hurt my heart.
That's a good way to put
There
it. I
was
don't know what the word
nothing-
is.
Yeah, when I was done, there was nothing more I could think of. Then it hurts my heart that there are actually
It's
people
time for the curse.
who have so much hate inside of them that this is what they can spew out, and they're in an environment where they feel that this is acceptable.
Right.
So we hit that point where they feel that this is okay, and you're right. It's just a small sampling
Yeah.
of a large event, and I know things happen at all of the events, but it was very disheartening.
It was. It was very disheartening.
You don't see, as much as I'm not a Democrat, at the Hillary Clinton's rallies and at any other candidate's rallies, unless the Ku Klux Klan has got a rally going on, you didn't see any of that kind of bigoted, racially charged bullshit at any of the other rallies.
According to Republicans, I can only quote with one finger because my other one occupied. There were activities on the outside of the Democratic rallies and Hillary Clinton speeches that the Democrats hid from the media, and I saw a few of those posts. I don't lay credence to a lot of those websites that are at the bottom of the articles
Right.
that people post on Facebook, unless it's coming from Huffington or The Guardian or the New York Times. I usually don't click on those, but there were a few where there were, racially motivated incidents or whatever, people beating each other up. I don't know how much truth is in that.
Well, first,
but
how much do you think it could be hidden?
right.
Like the fact that, like, who's coming out? Like guys in suits with little microphones going like, let's hide this from the media.
Well-
and they're like, CNN, HuffPo, turn around. Quick, Superman.
Right.
Like, how are they?
Honestly, I think if HuffPo or CNN were there, they would film what was going on and report on it no matter what,
Right.
instead of actually, trying to hide it just so Hillary Clinton could be elected.
Also, if that shit was actually going down, Fox News would have been all over that motherfucking
True
shit.
that.
Inside
Right,
out, upside
right,
down, and
right.
right in its fucking ear. Like, it
Right.
would have been, Fox News would have been like, look, racial shit happening at Clinton rally, right, that's one dude. One. And he may have just said that he didn't like Chinese food. Let's move on.
Just a few things. What's going on in chat? Let's see here. One of our chatters, Mike, said 2 words, Ross Perot, which I actually
Ross Perot.
indicated that I had once voted for him.
Did you
Years ago.
really?
Yeah. Years and years.
He
years
also
ago.
wanted to dismantle the Department of Education and the Department of Energy.
Well,
Ross Perot is the original libertarian, y'all.
Yeah, Kelly Guy said actually Perot had the right diagnosis of the fundamental problem with our government. The politicians are buying your vote with your money and your children's money. That is exactly correct. And Mike said, DT, Donald Trump, appeals to the lowest common denominator. His appeal is in his ability to massage a message.
I don't know what kind of masseuse you go to, but that kind of, if that shit came and just be like, that's one of those big Swedish bitches that's mad at you. She'd be like, you will like it. It's good for you.
You know what kind of massage that is? That's boil massage. You know the ones, those videos that are viral that people love to watch
Yes.
people pop other people's boils and,
yes.
and pimples and things like that? That's a Donald Trump massage.
But there's no happy ending. Like, there's no way. It's not the kind of massage you're going to get here in Vegas. So there's definitely no way to get a happy ending here.
It's so gross, you guys.
Or maybe it will. I mean,
This entire show, you know what we should label this show? The vomitous one. Like,
the
that's what we should label this show. If we were going to go all friend-zoned on it or whatever, we should just the vomitous zone, the vomitous show.
Well, the next thing we're going to talk about is a little bit funny. He's not very... Well, I guess to a dude it would be very vomitous if that happened to him, right?
When I saw it, I would be very vomitous.
Yeah.
I would be very vomitous. Let me keep talking about this, and let me pull up the...
So what are we segueing into it? So,
Well, no, she's got to pull some stuff up. So let's do your curse word of the week.
oh, okay. Curse word of the week. See, now that I need it, it's not playing. When I didn't need it, it was.
It's broken.
It's broken.
Well, there you go.
Wait, I got it. Let's fix. You ready?
Ready.
What are we doing now?
Curse word of the week.
It's time for the curse word of the week, brought to you by Sierra from SinCityBounty.com.
This week's curse word of the week is piss flaps.
Can you spell that, please?
Pissflaps, one word, piss flaps. It means your labia.
Also known as meat curtains.
I like that one too. And you put it all together, you get a bald man in a boat. I
have
like
heard
to
the
munch.
meat curtains.
I like to munch on a fur burger every now and then.
We used to have this list of
We used to have a
names.
list of names for both the pecker and the vagina. Piss flaps. So if you ever want to have a vulgar name for a vagina that's worse than cunt, you could use piss flaps.
A lot of old people use that phrase.
Piss flaps.
I've heard.
A lot of old English people.
Really? Is it English people?
It's a very English term.
Where did you hear it this week that made it your curse word of the week?
I was probably cruising back through some old sweary cat posts. So if you're on Twitter at all, I follow a bunch of cats on Twitter.
Oh, my cat is sad.
My cat is sad.
Yeah.
My cat is smug, and my sweary cat, which is obviously my favorite. Although I do like my smug cat. That's pretty good too. Or my cat is smug. One of the two.
Yeah. Piss flaps does show up a lot in the British tweets.
Piss flaps. Cali guy. Cali guy is rather fond of piss flaps. Yes, he is. And he likes to dine at the Fur Burger Diner as well. He likes them extra large, no cheese.
I don't think I'd even want to look at one that had cheese on it.
Extra large, no cheese. Yeah, there's something wrong. Like, I'll eat any cheese, but Famunda cheese, I draw the line at Famunda cheese.
No curds, huh?
No curds.
Oh, people.
But a little bit of whey.
Can we go back to incest?
No.
Now I kind of want to see your piss flaps.
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
Hold
Hold on.
You haven't seen her piss flaps?
Oh god, I haven't seen
You've
her piss
seen me
flaps.
naked?
Oh, I have, but I haven't like zeroed in.
You've touched them enough. Not even a joke. That's the funniest part about it.
What drunk Toxie will do.
Oh god. Oh
Twice.
God.
And the second time on purpose.
I was there for that one.
Yep.
I got to be a voyeur.
You did a few things.
I keep waiting
Fernie-
to see which one of the shows are going to get kicked off of YouTube.
All right.
Look,
This might be the one.
The only
might
thing
be
they
it.
worry about so far in the 6 years that we have been broadcasting and putting it up on YouTube
Just playing some
is
song.
nipples, songs, yes.
Songs, yes.
Songs,
nipples and sex toys.
nipples and sex toys, yes.
Right. Okay, so really quick, Kelly Guy, one word, Arby's. Fernie, what the,
You've got the meats.
WT France? Mike, it's no Gouda. Fernie, I'm getting a UTI just from this. Vendetta, in my mind, I see Cali Guy as a cowboy walking into a saloon, pushing open the piss flaps, sitting down and ordering a fur burger and sarsaparilla. You have now planned their next Saturday night.
You sound like hell.
Naked
You're gonna walk
Saturdays.
in with a cowboy hat and just boots on and be like, all right, I'm cowboy.
Can we watch?
Yeah.
I'm a little turned on at the thought of watching this happen.
You know us. We ain't shy. Sure.
Oh, Mike said in a dirty glass, no less.
Ooh.
Kelly Guy said, you're so close. Actually, I order a mango Rita.
Mango Rita.
I got a funny story about it, but it's not appropriate for the radio show. And that's how bad it is.
I feel like I
We'll
know.
talk about incest, Dick
It's
Trump.
not appropriate for this show. Holy fuck.
That's when you know it's bad.
That's bad.
We're already going to hell in a handbasket right now.
I ain't got
Let's
no
talk
hand basket.
about
I'm getting a limo sent for my ass. Just saying.
Chopper.
Air Force bitch right on here. I got Secret Service agents.
All right, from piss flaps to beef rocket.
Let's go right
Disco
into
stick.
that.
Disco stick.
So there's an amazing cartoon floating around there, and it is Dennis Rodman talking about the 3 times he broke his penis. 3 times. As if you don't learn the first, you're not a little more cautious the second. 3 times. 3 times. So
3 strikes, you're out. They should just cut it off now. You're not responsible.
You're done.
It's just like a parent. You give a kid a toy, he keeps breaking it, you take it away from him.
I would
You
like
can't play with this anymore. We can't afford to keep replacing this thing.
like at some point I think he'd be like, sweetie, just be a little gentle. I have broken it 3 times. So I'd like to, if you're
Somebody
okay with it,
needs
I'd like
to go all
read,
Caitlyn Jenner on him.
I'd like to read the experience of the first time.
Okay.
Yes.
If you're okay with it. So this is from, Dennis himself.
For those of you who don't know who Dennis Rodman is, because you haven't lived since the 1990s, Dennis Rodman was a famous basketball star in the 1990s. He used to dress up in dresses and paint his hair crazy colors, and he dated a bunch of women. He may have dated a couple of dudes.
BFF to Kim Jong-un. Is that his name?
Oh yeah, he like brought world peace from that relationship. So
Pieces, maybe.
So here it is in his words. Me and my girlfriend, we were on the back of a boat in a king-size bed, and she said, I think I'm going to try something different.
Never let
She
your girl
told
say
me-
that.
She told me, walk over there. And she told me to run and jump in her pussy. He ran, he jumped, he heard a crunch, and then he saw blood everywhere.
Oh my God!
She's screaming and screaming, oh my God, he's dead! The 55, like, let your penis rest a minute. The 55-year-old recalled, I said, no, honey, I just broke my dick. The second incident didn't involve a boat.
Hold on. Let's talk about this first incident.
Okay.
So he really tried to just trip right into it. Just bloop.
Yeah, he tried to jump on it. If you watch the video, they show when this happens, and it's a cartoon like recreation, but blood's just splurting everywhere.
Is this on this article that you're reading from the cartoon?
the
link
the
to it?
cartoon there? No, the cartoon I sent to you guys
Oh,
directly, but I
We'll
can
have
post
to-
it.
we're gonna post that, yeah.
we'll post it after. But that was the first one. You want to hear the second?
well. So I have seen, because of health class and subsequent watching of PBS after school, after I was in school, the penis is not a bone; it's cartilage.
It's not.
No,
but
it's not
it
that
actually,
either.
It
Right, it's
actually
not-
Can,
There's
it
a
can break.
there's like 3 or 4 pipes running through the penis, right? So you've got some major blood vessels that make it erect. You got the one they pee out of, and the one that connects to that one so they can ejaculate, because they don't come from the same place; they converge, right? And then you pee and ejaculate out the same hole, which is why whatever. So either one of those, either the 2 major vessels that run down the side of the cock to make it hard, or the one in the middle where the pee and the sperm come from, either one of those can break. The
but it's
vessel
like
itself.
fibrous. It's not.
But when it's rigid, it's not. It's rigid. It's just like okay, boys. I want you to step out of the room for a minute.
Hold on to your
Or you may
junk.
vomit.
Hold on
Right.
tight. This is going to hurt.
So you take an otter pop, right?
Yeah.
It's frozen. It's kind of rigid, an otter pop, but you can still break it, and it makes a break sound, right? Even though it's flexible plastic and fluid that is just semi-viscous, you can still snap it in half. It's the same thing with a guy's penis. Like, it may be fluid and flexible and rigid, but if you put enough pressure on that, it will snap.
How come you smile every time you do that?
Andy Martello says, never broken mine, but I did badly sprayed it during the Olympic trials. The doctor told me to start of my penis for a few days. I don't get it.
Stay off.
Stay
Stay
off.
off.
Stay off. Did they give you a little sling? Like, what do you do when you spray your penis is there?
So you know those guys who walk around on the beach with that little pecker sling? Like, is that what you have to wear? A little string up the butt, comes over the shoulder.
The banana hammock. They're like, we need you in a banana hammock for 2 weeks to heal
That's
your
what those
sprained
underwears
penis.
were for.
Yeah. Swinging dick.
Okay, number 2.
Okay. Oh, I was just about to share it on our
Oh, sorry.
page here. Second incident didn't involve a boat. He had just finished wining and dining a lady called Tracy. Hey, Tracy.
Hey, Tracy.
What's up? During dinner, she pulled out a book titled How to Suck Dick in 10 Different Ways. They hightailed it back to the hotel room, and things quickly took a turn. Next thing you know, she turns around, pushes back on me hard, and they show this in the video. And crack, another one, blood everywhere. I couldn't do anything.
Dennis, you in the wrong line of bitches.
He said, in giving the details, he said he could still get erect despite the injury. It doesn't get straight and instead looks like a big fucked up carrot. So
This is maybe not the wrong bitches. This is 3 out of how many thousands, maybe, you know?
So
3 is 3 times too many.
the third time was kind of similar. They were in New York, same thing. They go to the hotel room, they're having sex, and it ended up breaking. They get to the hospital. His girlfriend was like, well, you know, he has a problem with his penis. Woman comes up, says, I'll be right back. She brought another doctor in. And then they just kept bringing people in. They told me I had a contused penis. To make matters worse, after that, they tried to extort him for money over photos of his contused penis. And he said to sell them.
You cannot threaten a man like Dennis Rodman with selling his pictures of his penis on the internet.
Nope.
That bitch gives him away for free.
Oh, Kelly Guy said, hey, Andy, that's not how you're supposed to pole vault. So,
Good job, Andy. Good job, Kelly Guy.
Andy, tell people who Andy is.
Andy Martello is my crush. I love him so much. My boyfriend happens to know this. I think Andy happens to know this because I think I only mention it every time I see him.
Or hear his name.
Or hear his name. It's like, oh, be still my beating heart. He is a comedian who happens to juggle. I think I got that right. Or a juggler who happens to be funny. And he's hilarious. He is also, we're not allowed to talk about that one on the show.
Oh, okay.
he does other things.
He does
and
other
they're
very
cool.
famous, popular things that are on tour coming up really soon.
No, and they're cool. But he
They're
also
awesome.
sprains his penis
And
during the Olympics.
He's a writer and he's a poet. And he's a really nice guy. He's Andy. Callie Guy's like, stop it already. He knows better, though.
Kelly Guy said Dennis Rodman. Oh, the irony. The original slow bleeping learner.
Rodman. Broken Rodman.
3
Yeah,
times
but-
broken.
Seriously, I'd be
man.
like, hey, baby,
Was this last?
want to see if you can make it number 4? Let's go.
Was this last one recent? Is that why it's in the news? Why it's trending or whatever?
No, I think it's trending just because he told the story, and then this site, Viceland, made a video to it. And it's 3 ways to break your dick. I will post it on our thing. But
Dude, he got fat. Not judging. I mean, obviously. But, damn, he put on some weight.
all these girls have big, ginormous boobs.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
Rodman does strike me as a big boob guy.
And a big ass guy.
Yeah, they are.
And apparently a big dick guy.
Inkspot Story said, I got one of Andy's poet books. He's awesome.
He is awesome.
Hey, did we talk about Orlando Bloom? Did we talk about him last week?
no, we
Was
didn't.
this
No,
in
we
between the
didn't.
time?
Did
We
you
didn't.
see them?
I did.
So I don't know actors except for a few, right? Like I know, God, I don't even remember his name now. Anyway, so I only know a few, but I didn't know who Orlando Bloom was until somebody reminded me that it's Legolas from Lord of the Rings.
And also
The beautiful blonde.
the really cute guy who's not the lead in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I don't remember him in that movie. Oh yeah, I do remember him in that
See?
movie.
Not
Okay.
the lead.
Anyway, so of course there was a secret photo taken of him as he gondolaed a boat or some
No.
sort.
You don't go out in public with your eggplant just swinging around and think it's going to be private.
He was at a public beach with Katy Perry. He was out on a paddleboard. He had no bottoms.
They were in a country, I think, where public nudity is
France.
yeah, there you go. That's the word. France, public nudity. Unanimous.
Anyway, so they got a picture plastered everywhere of Orlando in full bloom. And the ladies
No,
are...
he wasn't even in half bloom.
Oh yeah,
He
not
was
even in
just
half bloom. He was just
swinging,
hanging.
Just hanging
Just
out.
hanging.
And quite impressive, I guess the ladies think.
So here's the deal. Most dudes, when they're soft, their dick comes about to the end of their balls. Pretty normal, right? Then when they get hard, it grows, it gets bigger. Do we need much more of an anatomy lesson?
Nope.
Now, more commonly, we know of guys whose penises are much smaller than their balls.
Yes. Shrink like the Statue of David.
Right, like the Statue of David. Think of that, very Greek classic. And then there's Orlando Bloom, whose dick, soft, is like 2 inches than his balls, which are hefty.
Are you
Humana,
sighing?
humana.
Are you sighing over here?
Who, me?
Yeah.
My nipples are hard. John's gonna have to wipe down the chair when I get done. Toxie's real sad we brought this up.
Wipe your own chair.
See? Paper towels, wipe my own chair. See?
Were you impressed with the picture of Orlando Bloom?
It's kind of thin though. It's long.
Second time I have to do that for you.
I know. It's long and thin, so it's kind of like a.
Here's my problem. I really wanted to enjoy it. I really did. At first they had the blocked out one and you just saw the shadow and then you're like, holy shit. Then you saw the unblocked one. But the whole time I kept thinking, I know he was on a public beach, but he probably didn't intend for it to go everywhere. So I actually felt kind of bad in doing, I mean, I looked, don't get me wrong. Like, I looked like 17 times. I looked.
This morning.
I looked. 3 minutes ago, I looked.
Looking right now.
But it's in my spank bank. I get it. I just felt bad. That's all. So it took away from the pleasure of this photo that everybody's been very excited about.
He is swinging that proud. There's a couple of shots where they're not on the paddleboard; they're on the beach, and he's standing there looking at the camera.
But still,
In the
even
Old
if-
Spice dance?
But still, unless he hired these guys to follow him and take pictures, which kudos if he did, then I will plaster that shit as my wallpaper. Kudos if he did, but he really probably didn't. So they were following him and Katy Perry around. They got the best pictures. They violated his
No, he was
For-
on a public.
It doesn't matter if I was on a public beach and somebody. Let me just ask. If I went to a public beach and I was naked and people took photos of me and I became a meme and a story and they're going, look at this fat naked girl on a beach, would we all be sitting around going, this is great? Yeah, yay. Like, you were on a beach. It's your own fault. You were naked on a public beach.
Well, if you were in somebody's spank bank, they'd think it was great.
Fernie
Maybe.
Fernie says, I'm looking right now. Ha! And I don't feel bad, Toxie, nor should you.
No,
So-
he's all right. He's
Okay.
all right. I wasn't hating. I really
Okay,
don't
here-
have him in my spank
here
bank.
is the-
She
she
was
was wearing
wearing
a bikini.
suit. Yeah.
So here's the fundamental difference between what happened to him and what could theoretically happen to you. No one is making fun of him. Everyone is venerating him in his pecker. Like,
But some
that was
are.
the intention.
Some are.
Who?
It's not. It,
We had a story a couple of weeks ago about the lady who the playmate took a picture of in the shower.
Yes.
That was not in a
That's a
public.
different
That's a
story.
totally different story. That woman was in a private
Private
place
place.
with an expectation of privacy.
But
Orlando Bloom is on a paddleboard in the middle of the ocean,
But he's still
in
a
front
person.
of God and everyone.
he's
Yes,
still,
he's
a,
still
person. So he was
Very nice
still
person.
photographed nude in an environment where he didn't intend to be. Like, he wasn't at a Playgirl photo shoot. He was in an environment where he didn't.
It should have been
He's in
sacrosanct.
the public eye. He's a celebrity.
I understand, but he's still a human, so he's still entitled to like keep his pecker to himself unless
Then
he
should
wants
get a
it.
different job.
Right, then he shouldn't go to public beaches and put his pecker on display. If you don't want your picture of your naked self on
I mean-
the interwebs, don't put your naked self where people can take pictures of it.
Realistically,
I don't care. I'm going to that beach to get naked to see if I can become famous because my big tits flopping.
I mean, realistically, yeah, it probably, it's not exactly hurting his career. I get that, but it wasn't what he intended, and I still think even though they're famous, they still get to have some semblance of a life. Like, they're not here for they're not, animals in a zoo.
No,
Right.
they're not animals in a zoo.
They're
And
performers.
I think that their children
They
have
are
a right.
when they're at work. But like, for example, when I'm not at work, I'm no longer doing what my given career is, so why should they be expected to?
I'm actually with you, Toxie. I don't, I could care less. I mean, it was fun to see. I enjoyed myself. It's not in my spank bank, but I do have it saved in my bookmarks.
It really isn't in my spank bank either. I was being funny. I
No,
mean,
I
I
know.
have looked at the pictures, though. I
Yes.
will admit. Like,
But I'm
What's
with
in
you.
mine?
They are people too. And when you start treating them as, when you start treating celebrities as non-people, then anything that they say when they're trying to be serious, when they're trying to fundraise, when they're trying to do anything like that, doesn't mean anything when you treat them like nothing. So they're human just like us.
Inkspot Stories said, then how will the internet know it happened if there's no pictures?
That's right.
Hey, we're down to less than a minute, 30 seconds. I am Alexia.
I am Sierra.
Taxi.
And we will see you next week. Don't forget the 28th, we have our 300th episode live with studio audience.
Did you say it already? See you next
We'll see you next week.
If you're brave enough.
Later, bitches!